Yo everybody, and welcome back for another live stream of the Poke Counselor. So we've got a lot to talk about. All right, so yeah, so first things first. So I got a nice text message from my buddy Drew. Drew, so this is to answer your question. So what had happened was we had some people that dined and dashed with the submission for the giveaway that we just did the other night. So as if any of you didn't watch the video for what happened the other night, was we were at 63 subscribers, roughly, maybe 62. It's just kind of an approximation. And that was at the very beginning of what was just going to be like a 30-45 minute stream, and it ended up being like an almost 2-hour stream. So I was really tired, and anyway, I was going to call it an early night because I'd been up like all day and I was just exhausted. But then a bunch of people were jumping into the chat, and a bunch of people, or I kept getting asked the same question over and over and over again. When's the next giveaway? What's the next giveaway? All that yada yada stuff. So I kept telling them, like, next giveaway is going to be at 100 subs. Sorry, I'm messing around my camera here at the same time that I'm trying to talk. So I kept messing around, or all these people, they kept asking me about when the next giveaway is. I kept saying, well, it's going to be here when I hit 100 subs. And then after that, then I'll post a video. And once the video goes, then everybody will know when the 100 sub count goes and all that other crap. Actually, I'm going to have to unplug my camera and change out the battery on this one, because the battery's at like its last bit. Even though it's always plugged in, it still doesn't charge unless the computer's actually going. So anyway, there was a person that had jumped into the chat, and that person had about 16,000 subscribers. And as much as I really appreciated that, they also put out on their Discord that there was some guy that is going to be, sorry, 1 second, that's going to be doing a 100 sub giveaway, and I didn't know exactly what it was going to be at the time and all that other crap. And once I kept getting asked that same question, I figured it was kind of like a dare. As in, like, the dare was, hey Trevor, thanks for stopping by, man. The dare was pretty much was my own self-implied dare, which was, if we could hit 100 subs tonight, as in 2 nights ago, then I will give away a Blooming Waters box. So and I'm being a man of my word, I will 100% give away a Blooming Waters box. And I just kept receiving, I mean, all the criteria was met. The persons that were allowed to be a part of the giveaway, which were people that had liked, subscribed, and all that other crap. There's no rule for how long you have to be subscribed to the channel. It's not like you have to be subbed for a week and then you're eligible, or you have to be you have to like that video within a certain period of time, unless I, dictate otherwise. It's just like, hey Ryan, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I've actually mentioned you many times in the videos, mostly because, for those of you that don't know, Ryan is my brother that actually plays the trading card game professionally, and is quite good at it. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, part of that video that happened the other night was for, me to kind of check and see about whether or not it's actually even possible to get that at a certain viewer count, or that sub count. And then I ended up actually obtaining that level. So that was amazing. But yeah, so a bunch of people, we got to 100 subs, we got a bunch of likes, I put all the names in, as I said I would. We got to a stopping point, which there was ample amounts of time for up to 100 subs to be in there at that time. And then also whoever was active in the chat at that time, as well as like the video, who was commenting, all that great stuff, they were all inputted into the chat, and into the wheel of names, which actually, let me show you what I've got over here for the wheel of names. So this is how many people were placed into the giveaway. There's 49 people placed in the giveaway. So of all those 49 people, only one person would actually win. So that person that ended up winning is JK, goodness, there it is. JK Suppa Buddies was the winner of that video. So they actually won the Blooming Waters box in a free giveaway, which I kept my word. I went over to UPS the next morning. I took my, what's it called? I took that Blooming Waters box in there, and as we all know, if we've ever seen any of those things, the dimensions on them are freaking huge. They're about the same size as an adult torso. Like, they're big. And yeah, it was fantastic, like being able to give away, and I'm super stoked that I was able to give away a product. But I also gave away that Clefable, and it was a great giveaway. I was super stoked to do it, but my God, was the shipping and handling on a Blooming Waters box absurd. Like, put in your guesses of how much you think that was, because it's much higher than that. Like, it's not above $100, but it wasn't far off. So that was a massive slap in the face. So yeah, shipping the Blooming Waters box was worth significantly more than the MSRP on that box and that card combined. So yeah, at market value, it still came out to be less. But I mean, like, the fact is, I kept to my word. I will send off to anybody that's actually won. And yeah, $75. You're under it by a bit. It is much higher than 75. I think it was 75 before the interest and before the box. I think it came out to, you know what? Actually, I've got a photo of the receipt. And I'm gonna try not to give away too much of the receiver's information, just because, like, you know, that's unfair to JK Suppa buddies. And also, if you end up being here tonight, I appreciate you actually probably maintaining your subscription. So that was much appreciated. Okay, so it was before, just to ship it with no box, no insurance, and all that other crap, it was $57.54. And the total amount that was actually charged to my card for that was, oh God, I want to say it was like $83. But it was stupid. It was stupid high. So, I mean, yeah. And then I actually ended up receiving an email. Yeah, is this like the price is right? Yeah, $1, Bob. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Carly. Appreciate that. Or Kylie. Tony says try to write that one off at the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, I might have to if I end up, like, I don't know. I think you have to have some sort of an income on this to actually be monetized for that to actually be written off as some type of a workplace whatever payment or workplace finance. So yeah, I mean, just like, my God, was it expensive. And then I got this email, and anybody that had watched any of my previous videos, and I can actually read off this email too. I can even show you guys the email, but like, it's like as sketchy as emails can come. But this person that is claiming to be the Chili Nikov, which is the person that actually did the last one when we hit 50. Because remember, my email is posted there in the description. I also wrote it in the video when I edited it, and also in the other video, and all that other stuff. And here's what the email says. Here, actually, I'll show it to you, because you won't be able to see like any of their there's like no PII that's gonna be exposed here. So here's what the email says. Awesome, bro, thank you. And as you can tell, that's not Chili Nikov. That's just a person right there. Awesome, bro, thank you again. I won. It's Chili Nikov, which they spelled Nikov wrong, by the way. Bro, sorry, I've been busy with paperwork. I'm from Indonesia, bro. Did you send my gift? Did you send my gift here, or we can do PayPal instead, bro? So first of all, that just, I mean, if that's not like the most sketchiest thing like ever, then I mean, I've already paid for so many deposed kings of Nigeria to actually end up, like, you know, for them to actually, like, I'll pay off their taxes or their fees or whatever. I'll just pay that $1,000 fee, and then in turn they're gonna give me $1 million. But this guy over here is, I mean, just look at that. That's like the sketchiest freaking email ever. And I said, hello, you're gonna have to prove that you're Chili Nikov. And also, I don't know how the hell this guy is gonna actually prove that he's Chili Nikov, besides unless he jumps into the chat right now as this and like clears it all up. But I mean, the other thing is, I spent so much freaking money on sending that winning box off to the Northeast, totally scammy looking. Yeah, I mean, if there's any one thing that we learned in the military, it's how to like identify a scam. Shit, we did like a freaking training every 6 months on how to identify phishing and all that other crap. More than likely, whoever Chili Nikov is probably just yeah, drop these. Yeah, whoever that Chili Nikov person is, probably just somebody that just subbed, wrote in a comment and then just bailed. Like the other 20 people that got me up to 100 subs and then immediately just bailed. Like just freaking bailed. And I mean, yeah, like so there's some things here that I need to come up with that as a community, I think democratically we could probably come up with some good ideas of how to do these future giveaways, because I cannot possibly in good heart think that it's smart for me to make a future giveaway and say like, oh, I'm willing to send a freaking box of like of stature. Like imagine if I had to send that Mew box off. Like that's gonna be almost as expensive as the Blooming Waters box. Probably not as much, but a pretty good amount. But imagine I had to send that off to like Taiwan, you know, or South Africa. Like that would cost probably more money than if I literally just got involved in an identity theft scam. So like I don't really know exactly how to do all this, besides like there would have to be stipulations, there would have to be a proof of identity, there would it would have to be very, very difficult. And I believe that that other person, that JK Suppa Buddies, gave me more than enough information for me to be able to actually, this is a very good learning experience. So I've learned a lot with like how much it costs to send stuff off to the Northeast coast. So that helped out a lot. Thank God it was somebody in the United States, because if it was somebody in freaking Australia, I'd have been like, look, we got to talk about this because it's going to take me a while to figure out. You know, like it's just a mess. And so I think I'm not gonna put a pause in future giveaways as of right now, but there might end up being some type of transactional thing that might have to take place. And I'm not saying you're gonna pay for shipping. That is not it at all. If you win anything, you're not paying for squat. That's it. I'm not making you pay me. It's like, oh yeah, you win, but you pay for shipping. Like, how scummy of a person must somebody be to say, oh, I mean, besides it being a scam, obviously, but for somebody to be like, hey, here's that product. Like, I'll give you this Milwaukee freaking, and this isn't product placement. I'm not getting paid by Milwaukee to say this. I just love their products. But like, if I'm going to say that you won this item and I can't just go and hand it off to somebody, use ShipStation and see if they give you a break. Yeah, I mean, we've got some places here in town that I might be able to use besides just UPS, USPS, FedEx. But I can't just say that I'm going to ship off a product, but you got to pay for that product. Like that's not cool. That's not fair. And ShipStation, I believe you might have to have a commercial, some type of license or monetize. This has to be a form of income, and this isn't a form of income. I mean, not unless it like goes, I wouldn't say viral, but unless something happens. Yeah, you know, it's just. Yeah, of course I use Milwaukee. I'm not going to use like Harbor Freight, you know, where you go to cut a piece of butter with something that is super sharp and then it just breaks the knife. That's anyway, yeah, so not going to get into to hand tools. But yeah, so like it's just there's something that I need to kind of figure out, and feel free to throw out your comments and I'll write them down. You know, I just don't really know exactly how I want to do some of these future giveaways. Like maybe if I end up doing like, because also remember in that video for whomever it was going to be with the winner, I gave you the option of I can open up all this stuff here right now, and then I can send you off all of everything. Like if you just want the hits, you could just take the hits. If you want the bulk included, I'll send you the bulk included. If you wanted to be sealed, I would send it off sealed. These were my ignorant thoughts at the time, not thinking about how much money it was going to cost. So there was a massive headaches with all of this, and then getting that stupid email from that whoever that person might be. Maybe it is Chili Nikov. I don't freaking know. But also, if it is, don't just send me that. Like, give me proof. Like, there has to be like an insurmountable amount of proof that you are who you say you are. And if you're not giving me that insurmountable amount of proof, then I mean, whoever that person is still has 6 days. 6 days to prove to me that that is actually Chili Nikov. What's the community email again? It is, let me double check really quick, because I believe it's pokecounseloreric@gmail.com. But let me double check that 1 second. pokecounseloreric@gmail.com. So let me actually bring that one back up. So you can actually see it right there. So there's my details right there. pokecounseloreric@gmail.com. So yeah, feel free. is open to all. Okay. Open to all, like, am I required to have like a printer, a specific kind of printer that like prints out like sticky ones or what? I don't know. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. Is it like a commercial requirements, like certain commercial hardwares or softwares that you have to have for that? Or is this just like, oh, I just go to shipstation.com and it's like, oh yeah, I want to send this thing, but I don't want to pay very much. And they're like, oh cool, we'll just surpass all the fees. I mean, yeah, ShipStation. I mean, that's definitely something that I should look into. So off stream, I'll look into that and I'll figure that one out a little bit more. So again, this is great feedback. Like, if anybody could actually provide me with as good of information as I've got so far with ShipStation, just again, make a list, check it twice. We got to send off we'll have to send off other stuff potentially, depending on, unless it's somebody local that wins. But I can't just limit the giveaways to the people that are like, subscribe, local. Like, that's not fair, that's not cool. Then, I mean, what am I gonna have? I'm gonna lose all my friends to just like 10 people that I know? Like, do you have an eBay account, like sell stuff on that platform? Yes, I do. Oh my goodness. Do you think that would actually be a possible option? Maybe establish a code word or phrase. When I do CEUs for podcasts and stuff, they always do that. What is the CEU? For podcasts and stuff, they always do. When I do CEUs for podcasts, I don't know what a CEU is, so that's like out of context for me. The rest of that sentence is hard to, like, trying to figure out the context of that sentence is kind of difficult. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, like, for those of you that like I know or may be able to, like, bring this stuff to you physically, like, even if it means like, oh, like, because I'm going to see Drew and Clay's wedding here in 4 months. Like, if you were to win on this potentially redo Saturday giveaway, then I'll just bring you or Clay, like, the product when I come down there, or I could send it off to you, or you could just have me open it here on stream, and maybe you only take the hits, and I'll be able to send it in a much smaller package, and it saved me a ton of money, a ton of effort, ton of time. Just there, yeah, like there's something continuing education unit. So like, if I want to earn credits, I have to know the phrase. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. So if I want to, like, if I want to earn credits, I have to know the phrase. Gotcha. Yeah. So I guess if it's for a podcast and stuff like that would make a little bit of sense. But yeah, if I have an eBay account, I do have an eBay account, and I have sold some stuff on there in the past. But I guess I could have, like, in my own eBay store where I could just sell something for like $1, and then I will just cover the shipping. ShipStation would be great. I mean, but then I'm like, then it's also me having that person pay $1. It's like, even if they have to pay a penny, that's like, I don't want that. Unless I mean, maybe I could give them $1, like a part of it, like I can also include $1 into that shipped item. Actually, that could probably work. That could probably work fairly well. I could just do, like, put one item up for sale on eBay, have that person do a buy it now for $1, and just immediately close it out, ship it off for a reasonable amount. That might work, actually. That might actually save me about $70. Depending on what the product is, of course. But I mean, I would like to not have to do so many steps. And I mean, and that's fine too. Like, if that's what I have to do, that'll work. I don't know. That could probably work. God, if that went wrong, or if that was like marked as like scam or spam or something like that, that's a good way to get in a lot of trouble. And then I don't want to violate, like, or I don't even know if that would actually violate any ethics or policies or programs or procedures. I don't know. Maybe that's something that I have to actually look into. Maybe I could just sell like something really quick to my wife for like $1 on her eBay account, and then see how that works, and like just close out the deal, or she could renege on the deal or something like that. But yeah, I mean, all this feedback is actually, this is kind of getting the gears turning a little bit here. So anyway, we still have some packs open. I mean, I can't just sit here and chat for 20 minutes and not open up a single pack of cards. So, all right, we've got a couple prismatic boxes, just a little booster bundles. I get a Destin Rivals and a Paldean Fates. I get an ETB. I know you're not seeing it just yet, but you will. And a Zapdos box. So my wife and I, yesterday we went out to a bunch of different places, just GameStops, and we ended up like buying some products from all the GameStops. We didn't wait in line for probably longer than maybe 30 minutes in total. And I know I don't like opening up Prismatic, and also Tony, if you're still watching, yes, there are still 2 other Prismatic booster bundles that'll be going to you. And I know I've mentioned it multiple times in the past that I hate opening Prismatic, and I do. And there's nothing that's changed. It's just that we gotta have some diversity here on the channel, and I can't just open up Destin Rivals and just a few other sets. So we've got some Prismatic this time we're gonna open up. We still haven't had a single SIR or anything like that pull. Apparently, like, the best anything I've pulled from Prismatic has been that one. Let's hope your Prismatic luck is better than ours. Yeah, Caitlin, I've probably opened up 200 packs of Prismatic and not a single SIR. So that sucks. I've pulled one Master Ball from the Evolutions, which, as some of you might know, are worth the most. And it was the Flareon, which apparently my daughter had gotten into my collection at some point, saw that Flareon, had acquired it, and then destroyed it. So, I mean, who's that? I mean, she's a kid, you know, like, I have to keep better control or care over my stuff, you know, especially stuff like that. Like, that was at the time that I pulled it, it was probably worth 50 to 60 bucks. So we'll just say 55. And when I found it, it was probably worth about 40 bucks. But that doesn't negate from the fact that, you know, that's a friggin' $50-ish card, you know, between the two that went to waste, I guess you could say. So it is what it is. But yeah, I did end up telling her, you know, like, I just kind of sat her down and had the conversation with her where I was like, hey, you really, I'd rather you not do that kind of stuff. Oh, you're going to open your Prismatic bundles tonight? Nice. Well, we already know Izzy's going to get something good because, you know, she's got the ability that we don't have. She's got that luck. And still on the hunt for the Bubble Mew, the Charizard from Paldean Fates. I love this set. Oh, also, let me double check something because I had a weird dream the other night. Sorry, I wanted to double check to see if that box that I've got up there, that Charizard tin, is a Paldean Fates tin, because I kept thinking it was like Shining Fates. It wasn't. It's not Shining Fates. It's Paldean Fates. If it was Shining Fates, dude, that'd have been a sick freaking giveaway, or just a sick box to like have, you know, or tin, you know. Yeah, sorry about all the talking heads from a little bit ago, but man, I just needed to crowdsource some information there because that was. Man, that was rough. And then somebody that asked, yeah, send it to my PayPal account or whatever, and then doesn't provide it. But like, also, that was like the lesser of the scammy bit that they didn't provide it. I think the scammier thing would have been for them to also provide it. And it would have been like, you know, 16 1000 XYZ 42, you know what I mean? Like some crap like that, some auto-generated one. Ow! Oh, that's a lovely cardboard paper cut. I think I just whacked my camera too. Okay, the camera's all right. All right, sweet. So we're gonna get a little bit of blood on our Pokemon cards today. You know, one nice thing about this this microphone is that even if I get really loud, it will suppress the volume back down to the reasonable amount. So that's nice. For those of you that haven't seen these have a gigantic Zapdos card that will come out of them. It's really cool. You actually can use these as like a playable item in, like, if you're playing the TCG. But the issue is they don't have like the energies don't exist for cards that size. So essentially, you could have like some really sick cards and really sick Pokemon to go along with those cards. But you can't do anything. You can't do anything with those. It's just funny. In fact, she can just open both and I'll watch. Yeah, and then this one you could play with. So actually, like a card like that Zapdos would be something that like an actual TCG player would use. And then, you know, this is actually one of my favorite lineups mixed with Prismatic. So yeah, for those of you that just tuned in, yeah, I do not like Prismatic. But for those of you that are that know or have been watching this video since the beginning, yeah, Prismatic, you know, can kick rocks. All right, let's see. So we've got that one that's gonna stay up there. We've got that big old Destined Rivals ETB. We got our booster bundles over here. And we're still on the hunt for that Mewtwo. Still on the hunt for it. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll end up pulling something awesome today. We got another SIR last stream. That was really nice. And I mean, I'm a sucker for a freaking SIR. Oh, and for those of you that don't know or haven't seen them before, this is what comes in the Destined Rivals ETB. So these are actually only worth a few bucks, but my goodness, are those a freaking cool card. Like, I just love illustration rares or art rares, whatever you want to call them, that actually have like a lot going on. And like a lot, as in not like the Venusaur. I really like the Venusaur from 151, but my goodness, there's just so much going on. But yeah, so we're looking for that Bubble Mew. We're looking for the Charizard. We got a Vroom. All right, everybody, you see that? You see that Vroom? It's our first Vroom. It's getting crumpled up. It's going up against the wall. Vroom stays over there on that side of the wall. Well, on that side of the room. And Mime Jr. into a Charmander and a Charizard EX. Not fancy, just a regular, very cool. Actually, I think this is still like a $5 card, even though it's just a basic Charizard EX. It's still like a $5 card. That's pretty sweet. You know, one thing, I'd love to do a master set of Paldean Fates. But my goodness, have you guys seen the price on that Bubble Mew? Like, when it first was released, when that set first came out, the Bubble Mew was only worth about $75. So about a year ago, about a year ago, Bubble Mew was worth about 75 bucks. About 4 months ago, Bubble Mew went up to nearly $400 raw. Now that's stupid. And then now it's dropping down. It's below $300 right now. So, you know, that's awesome that we've got something that's below $300. So now, you know, if it didn't just keep plummeting in price, then, you know, now it's definitely the time to buy it. But if you're going to hold fast and stick around in the hobby for a long time, like I'd say pretty much most of us in the group, or probably some of us here in the chat, are likely to stick around in this hobby for quite a while. But yeah, it's you know, it's just as possible for that card to go below $100 as it is for it to go back up above 400. But honestly, I wouldn't be willing to bet that card is going to go above 400. Squawkabilly EX, and that's our first real pull, I guess you could say, from Paldean Fates, even though it's actually probably significantly less value than that Charizard. So we got 2 pulls from Paldean Fates. And we're at halfway through the box. Also, I can smell my wife's upstairs cooking something up. I believe she's making sweet potato, spinach, and chicken. So, yeah, we're gonna be eating good in the neighborhood here pretty soon. We've been pulled a very expensive card here in a little while. So I mean, if there's any one of these sets, actually every single one of these sets has a chase card and a sub chase card that is worth well over $100, well over it. So let's see, got it already. Charcadet, Clavipus, Ultra Ball, Moonlit, Mabostiff, and that is a baby shiny. Baby shiny as you can tell, it's a little bit smaller than the slightly bigger shiny. So here's what a big shiny might look like, because this is a shiny version of the Squawkabilly, so I don't remember what its actual colors are. Baby shiny, full-size shiny, you're educated. Everybody's educated now. Take a swig. Accidentally found this playlist a couple days ago. Kind of like it, actually. It's definitely well, it's not a single playlist. It's what it is just a lot of it's a video on YouTube, and I've been really enjoying, like, I've always enjoyed like 1980s, 1990s, like Miami, and just like that retro kind of however you would describe this kind of music. I've always really enjoyed it. And yeah, it just kind of seems to be complimentary for somebody that's in their 30s that's opening up Pokemon cards and, you know, just enjoying the nostalgia vibe. So kind of feels like Miami Vice, and or just like any of those like over the top, to include the movie Over the Top, kind of Reverie. Well, no, Reverie. Sorry, we gotta make sure that this one's taken care of, and it's taken care of. It has been bolted towards the wall. We're good. But yeah, it gives me a little bit of nostalgia. Listening to the music, ripping some packs. We didn't get anything really good from Paldean Fates for the first time ever, and you know, hurts a little bit, but it is what it is. We got 3 pulls from Paldean Fates, but not one of them came out to be more than just a couple bucks. I think that Charizard's probably worth about $3 or $4. But either way, we're now into our first set of Destined Rivals for this show. And we got a Misty Psyduck, Fomantis, Weasel, and an Articuno regular holo. And again, we're looking at about a pull rate of 1 in 3 packs is a Destined Rivals pull. W reference. I mean, for any of you that haven't seen the movie Over the Top, which is protagonist is Sylvester Stallone, antagonist is the flavor of the week, it seemed. Pretty much any other meathead at the time. The movie came out back in like the 1980s, and it was about a gentleman that was a truck driver, and he was a Titan EX from Destined Rivals. So he was a truck driver, and what he would do is he would tour around the country in between his jobs, and he was an arm wrestling champion at the time, because arm wrestling was probably just kicking off in the United States. And he would pretty much just kind of do massive amounts of push-ups and awkward montages of exercise with like him and his kid out in the sunset of doing like taijutsu or some crap like that. I don't really know what you'd call it. But yeah, they do that. It's just a fun movie where just Sylvester Stallone is constantly doing this like the whole film, where he's like training for the best arm wrestling competition so he could use the $50,000 prize to, you know, buy his own truck so he can make money to support like his family and yada yada. It's a film that is 100% over the top and reminds you, it is the epitome of 80s films. Like that cliffhanger, freaking cliffhanger, dude. Like yeah, most of them are Sylvester Stallone movies, but then there's also like, you get some Arnold movies back then, like True Lies, you know, that's another, like, not necessarily over the top, but oh yeah, the pulley system so he could work out while driving. That's exactly right. Yeah, and that was just so funny. That freaking movie, man. That movie is just, I love the musical montages from stuff like that. It's just beyond amazing. It's just so funny. Typhlosion, Beldum to Zeraora. Oh my goodness. Good times. Good times. Do any of you guys, yeah, the Rocky montages, exactly, Pulley lift his buddies up on the wagon, just some of those movies, man, are just amazing. Do any of you guys have a movie that you're just like, what is happening here? Like, this movie is just way too over the top, besides that actual movie Over the Top, which is, by its literal definition, is definitely at that level. Drowsy, Ethan's Typhlosion. Man, all we've got so far is, oh shoot. I just keep throwing them into the wrong stack over here. So, yeah, all we've got so far as our best pull of the day, and this is going to be 12 packs in. No illustration rares, no art rares, no full arts besides that Squawkabilly. But that, that's such a cheap card. That's like $1 card. Kids usually hand those ones out to other kids at like a card show or something like that. All right. Mudsdale, Porygon, into a Misty's Gyarados. Wow, we got one single pull from that Destined Rivals booster bundle. And that is a shocker. But now we're into the prismatic evolutions. We got some traumatic evolutions happening here. And if there's any one thing that I know about traumatic evolutions is that, the pull rates are ridiculous. The chances of getting anything high is not good. But if you do get something that's just wicked, it's going to be big. It's not going to be under $100. Looks like we got our first reverse, and it's a Pokeball, Bun Eerie, and a Diplin, and Archaludon. Bun Eerie, reverse Pokeball. There is one really cool thing about prismatic evolutions, and I guess it's the dead giveaway of a god pack of being the very first card when you open it up and you see it. Also, I've got a scale, and if for whatever reason we end up pulling a god pack or a demigod pack, I will put it all back into the pack and I'll weigh it. And I'm not saying that I weigh all the packs. No, I pretty much rarely ever weigh packs. It's gonna be for, I bought it for vintage, and that's about it. But if it was a god pack, right up front would be an Eevee reverse holo Master Ball. As you can tell, it is not. So this is not a god pack. It could be a demigod, which we wouldn't know until we get to the first reverse holo card. So 50 shipments a month is $10 a month. That's the cheapest package. I don't know how much you sell on eBay. I rarely ever sell anything on eBay. Like it's been a while since I've sold anything on eBay. And I honestly don't sell. When I did sell at my peak eBay account, it was probably, I think I sold 10 things in 1 month, and that felt like a lot. Like I was sending out a lot, but it is what it is. Still have a pretty good chance of figuring something out that might actually work. Like maybe I can sell that item on eBay, but just to $1, and then I'll just include $1 back to the individual. All right, Glass Trumpet, Ursaluna, into an Atticus. What do they call these? Super rares, I guess you could say. Yeah, the trainer with the 2 stars there at the bottom that aren't gold stars. It's textured. It's a nice card, but we pulled this one a few times. Do you know if maybe I could do that for $9 a month, but end up like backing out of it like after a day? Or would that be like this massive issue? They probably have something where you have to do at least a minimum of 50, or maybe you'll end up biting the price on a full freaking price of whatever it is that you're shipping. I don't know. Imagine if you send off 49 things, but then you gotta make sure that people buy a minimum of 50 things. So yeah, that would be difficult. All right, we're gonna start off with a professor's research into a Pinsir. Explorers, looks like we got another reverse Pokeball, Maris, and then a Whimsicott, and a reverse holo. Well, sorry, a full holo energy card. And I do apologize if I'm not at the most energetic today. I am pretty exhausted. I was up with some other friends last night, this other married couple that my wife and I hang out with, and we were having a good time. We were playing this 30 days free trial. That's interesting. Because if I end up like sending off some stuff, try to 1 second. Sorry, if I was to actually send off something, yeah, I don't know. That might work. If I have to do 50, then I don't even know how I would be able to do something like that. Maybe I just ask like my mates to like, hey, buy this one small thing from me, and I'll just go ahead and, like give you the money for it, just to make sure that I'm actually sending off it properly. Because I think you can, if you don't select local meetup, you actually do have to have a shipped item. eBay can be weird. We're our last pack of prismatic from that booster bundle, and we've got what you might be able to interpret as 4 pulls. But, you know, we've got those 2 reverse Pokeballs. We got the Atticus and the Time, and that's nice, you know, that we've got something other than... dude, when the first freaking set, or when the first release of prismatic ever came out, what is that back there? It looks like a reverse Pokeball. When the first bit of prismatic ever came out, this is a Houndour reverse Pokeball, and that's pretty much it. I mean, geez, man, pulling a reverse holo Pokeball was like almost unheard of. We're at our second set. We got 5 pulls from the first booster bundle of prismatic evolutions. I think all of that might come out to a total of like maybe $3-4 bucks, depending on whether or not any of those prices have actually gone up. And you buy these booster bundles for like 30 bucks almost. So, you know, kind of a loss right off the bat, but it is what it is. I mean, shoot, we haven't actually had a good pull yet. So maybe we're building up for something, but I don't know. Maybe we're building up for something. Either way, what is that? Binding Mochi. That's interesting. Miltank, Vaporeon into a Lugia EX. What? I didn't even know this card was in this set. I've never seen this card before. A Lugia EX and Prismatic Evolutions? Did anybody know that card was in there? That's interesting. How much? Oh wow, you can actually see like pretty much the full body of them too. That's interesting. Let's see how much that's worth, because I didn't even know that was in there. That's what she said. All right, sets. Over to Prismatic. I know it's gonna be towards the bottom. It's probably not very much. Yeah, see, like that Crispin, like I haven't pulled 1 SIR from Prismatic, and that hurts. Shoot, the Sandy Shocks from Prismatic is only 40 bucks. Let's see, where's that Lugia at? Is that the Eevee Master Ball? Yeah, Eevee Master Ball Reverse Holo right up front. Where is that Lugia? Lugia Basic EX. Shoot, how much further down do I have to go? Holy cow. I mean, but that just kind of tells you like what your pull rates are. Okay, there it is, 81 cents. Yeah, didn't even realize that card was there. Yeah, that's worth like nothing. I mean, shoot, this Vaporeon reverse is probably worth more. Max Rod. Right next to it, that is, who came up with that one? That name for that card, Max Rod. That sounds like a person's side gigs alias. Let's see, Pikachu EX. Man, that whole bottom row right there is just not filled with a bunch of cool stuff. Oh, shoot. All right, code card coming out of the way. Looks like we still got about 4 packs left of this Prismatic here, and I don't know, any one of these could be just massive changers. Festival, Janine, Budu, Glaceon, regular holo. All right. Yeah, if any of you guys that are watching right now are part of the group that had joined when I hit 100 subs and then chose to back out, now they see me again. Welcome back. I appreciate you stopping by again. Feel free to sub for longer than an hour. Because it was about 1 hour that some of those people were subbed, and that's annoying. So it is what it is. I mean, it kind of makes sense for in some cases, like if you don't want your algorithm to be like messed up. We got a Vaporeon EX, lovely. For the, you know, I get it. I mean, I just kind of was hoping that maybe more than half of the people that had joined would have stuck around, because that's literally what it was, because we went from 64 to 100 to 80, so literally only like 16 or 63 to 100 and then back down to 80. So only like 17 people that had subbed for that giveaway actually stayed around. So that's a little annoying. But you know, if you go to a football game you're not gonna, sorry, if you go to a football game and you're there for, you know, like a giveaway or whatever, yeah, you're not gonna stick around and watch every single game, you know, unless you got like a season pass. You probably just go once and your expectations are probably just like, well, our team didn't win. That doesn't mean they're gonna stick around for every single game in the next seasons. I mean, unless they're like crazy for football, but you know, at the same time, it costs nothing to be subbed, and it just kind of helps out the channel. So if it's too much of a hindrance for you, I apologize. Oh boy. Oh, my Apple Watch is fully charged. Ain't that lovely? How much? Oh my gosh, it's like overflowing. I was like, why is it that every time I throw one of those like code cards into that? Yeah, it still got you 80, 81. Yeah, so the silver lining, yeah, so 81 is because it was 80 yesterday and it was 81 when I woke up this morning. So somebody else joined, so I appreciate that. Maybe it was somebody that felt guilty and then they decided to sub back up. I don't know, probably not. Amaris Noivern EX, pulled this one a few times. That is a great card that will go into my daughter's giveaway binder. So I'm sure she'll appreciate that. We're at our last pack of Prismatic Evolutions. And I gotta tell you, not the heaviest feeling pack. And that will, yeah, like it's like really loose. Like, I don't know if you could tell like that, but it's like as if it lost, like went on Weight Watchers and it lost like 20 pounds is what it feels like. Goodness, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pulls so far from this booster bundle. Oh my goodness. Seeing that right off the bat kind of got me kind of got my heart going a little bit there. Anyway, because the very first card, if it was a, you know, master, or sorry, not a master. I'm going to unsubscribe and resubscribe over and over again. Yeah. But yeah, if this was a God pack, this would have been a reverse holo right off the bat. But it's not, as we can all tell. So, Suicune, Bronzong, Ogre's Mask, Riolu, Goldeen, and a Groudon. And that's the end of all of our prismatic, traumatic evolutions. Ryan, if you're still there, just so you know that we had no good pulls from Prismatic Evolutions. We're going to go into the exact opposite of Prismatic Evolutions. We're going to open up some 151, because this is one of my favorite sets of all time. I love this set. Haven't pulled Demigod pack. One of the guys in the groups actually just pulled a Demigod pack the other day. It was the Blastoise Demigod pack. So for those of you that don't know what that means, it's a Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise pack. So it will be one pack, and the first pull, which would have been right there, would be an illustration rare. We got a Pikachu, illustration rare. We got a double banger here. We got a Pikachu, illustration rare, followed up with a Golem EX. That changes so much. I mean, that just paid for that whole box. Actually, no, that paid for the Prismatic Evolutions boxes and maybe half of that that Zapdos box. So yeah, that one pack paid for all of those other ones. This actually looks really, really good. This looks like it might be submission worthy from what I can tell. We got a little bit of whitening on the corner there. A little bit, actually, no, it's not submission worthy. Well, you know what, let's kind of remove it here a little bit, because we're not gonna get too much, too handsy with it. Yeah, it's a little imperfect right there on the corner, but only if you like hold it at like that weird awkward angle. I don't know, maybe that would be enough for them to knock it from a 10 to a 9. But either way, like the centering on it is immaculate, like textbook centering. Either way, this is actually my favorite Pikachu card that you can pull that's not a promo or, you know, like stupid impossible to get. I mean, that's really nice though. I'm stoked on that. Prismatic is nothing but consistent. Really bad, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like, I would rather them have flooded the market with like, not necessarily God packs, but with like SIRs and stuff like that, or art rares. Make art rares and just flood the market with those things. Not necessarily the packs themselves, but yeah, flood the market with those things. And just make them not that expensive, because I don't want to have to rip open 300 packs of Prismatic Evolutions to try and get a card that's worth more than a couple bucks. Erica's Invitation, Dratini into a Marowak, and a shiny energy. Lovely. Love a cool shiny energy. I love that they did that. That the energies had some energy to them. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, man, that food upstairs smells so good. I'm so excited for that. Getting a little bit hungry. All right, we're gonna finish this off here pretty soon. We're not gonna be doing any overtimes today. Not gonna be getting a little too crazy. Get a Vileplume into a Grimer and a Nidoking, and then a Hollow Energy, little fighting energy. Goodness, it sounds it sounds like there's some chaos going upstairs. Also, because I wrote it in the description, I almost forgot to talk about it. So on Tuesday, I'm going to one of our local tattoo artists to get some artwork done. I already sent him off some of the ideas that I'm wanting to go with, and it's not going to be like in your face with like the amount of Pokemon. Like it'll be a little subtle. Yeah. So I'll actually show you here in a second what it is that I'm planning on getting. And that's a Vileplume to finish off the 151 little Zapdos box. I mean, that box is paid for. Half of the that Prismatic Evolutions box is paid for. I love 151. Let's get some good Destined Rivals energy in here. Let's hear it. Let's feel something going on here. What are the pulls? I'm checking in. All right, so the pulls so far, we'll do the Prismatic Evolutions pulls. We got a Noivern, got a Heatran, no Master Balls. These are all the reverses are going to be Pokeballs. Got the Vaporeon, the Lugia, Houndour, Buneary, Atticus, and Time. So again, not a single SIR from Prismatic. It's still keeping itself as Traumatic Evolutions. This is the only pull that we got from that Destined Rivals booster bundle, which was a massive flop. Then I had a double banger pack that came from the Zapdos box. This was the first pack from 151, which of course brought the spirits back up a little bit. And then our Paldea Evolve booster bundle. This is what we got from that. So the Charizard's the most expensive pull that we probably got so far, besides the Pikachu. Let me throw a sleeve on this Mabostiff, because I don't know how much that goes for, and I know that I just pulled one the other day and then sold it like the next day. Did she show you my tats? No, what do you got? Oh, did Liz show me your tats? No, I have not seen your, I think I've seen a few of them. I think it was your arms and sleeves and whatnot. But yeah, I don't believe, if you've got anything that's like specifically, you know, Pokemon related, I didn't know about that. But yeah, I'll show you guys here in a few minutes, once I'm done with the last pack. That'll be, you know, what I'll show you what the ideas are that I sent off to the gentleman. But there is some influence from some of the promo card, or sorry, the Kingdra promo card from, what set is that? Shrouded Fable. So that's nice. All right, just gotta make sure that I'm putting these into the right ones so it's easier to sort it out. The Pokemon tats, no, I've not seen those. Feel free to send those to me via text, or you can have Liz send them to me via text. I think we might be friends on one of the social media platforms, but I'm not sure. Oh boy. Medicham, Misty Psyduck, Heat Rotom, Drowsy into a Team Rocket's Persian EX. Still don't have a Team Rocket's Meowth. That would be an amazing card to pull at some point. Yeah, there's not a ton of cards that we're still missing. There are the top 3 SARs, Ethan's Ho-Oh, the Nidoking, which isn't the top 3, but that's still up there. That's what we're missing. Missing the Mewtwo, obviously. Missing the Garchomp. And that's nearly it from the top ones. Oh, and the Gold Mewtwo. Hyper Rare. That's a really cool card. I know a few of you guys have actually pulled that one, and I mean, good for you. That is a sick card to pull. Granite Cave, Cynthia's Milotic, Toadschool, Snover into a Team Rocket's Zapdos. Still no real big pulls outside of that one Pikachu. What a cool card to pull, though. I really like that Pikachu card. But yeah, again, this is going to be a little bit of a faster stream. We're coming to the end. We probably only got about 6 packs left after this one, if even. And then we're gonna wrap it up. Gonna show off some of the tattoo ideas that we've got and call it good. All right, Zubat, Meowth, Dwebble, Ogerpon, Manectric, Diplin, Carbink into a Magcargo. And kind of running on the lesser side today. Must be building up for something. Hopefully we're building up for something because Bulbasaur and Charmander. So yeah, Bulbasaur and Charmander. I was actually considering on getting like the 3 initial starters, like getting like something that might represent them as like a little small tattoo somewhere. You know, like a bulb for the back of Bulbasaur and little like Squirtle's tail, and then Charmander's little flame on his tail. And then maybe even like an electric bolt coming off for like Pikachu off of something, I don't know. But yeah, having like something like that would kind of be a really cool influence for all this. And the guy that's going to be doing my artwork, he does both color and black and white. And he kind of does things a little bit along the lines of like the caricature. No, not caricature, like what you would see on a boardwalk, but caricature like, you know, I really don't know how to explain it, but what I want from him, he will definitely be able to get for me. So it's actually, and also the tattoo parlor is only like less than a mile away. Oh, we got an illustration rare. We got a Crustle, which we've already got, but we got our first illustration rare besides the Pikachu. Beautiful. First illustration rare from Destined Rivals. Boom. So throw that one to the side. But hey, at least we got something, you know, like it's better than just a basic Team Rocket's Persian EX, and I think that Crustle's probably only worth like $1. But, oh, message sent, perfect. What platform did you send it on? Was it text message, or was it like Instagram or Facebook? All right. Maschiff, Chingling, Fomantis, Squawkabilly, Team Rocket's Transceiver, Pupitar, Kangaskhan, into a Rabsca. Eddie, your favorite pull. Your absolute favorite pull. For those of you that didn't watch that very long stream that we did about 3 weeks ago, it started off as a ETB comparison battle where myself, Bartolo Sancho, and one other, Armando, we had opened up all 3 of our ETBs to kind of like, you know, compare who got the most. And yeah, it went pretty well. And then it got a little out of hand. We opened up an entire booster box to start, and then we opened up some booster bundles. And get thick cuss butt cheeks. Yeah. Oh, what is thick a cuss? Is that that can't possibly be a Pokemon. Is that a Pokemon? I could see it being a Pokemon. I mean, if we got like something like Lechonk, then I could totally see how something like that would actually be a Pokemon. All right, Mankey, Meowth, into a Rocket Sneasel. All right. Oh, man. Yeah, then tomorrow we've got somebody coming over at some point, man. I feel like, you know what's funny? When you get some of those people that work for a company that have to show up between like a massive window, like an hourly window where they're like, oh, we'll show up sometime between 9 a.m. and 2 a.m. the following day. Like that's, I mean, it's obviously an exaggeration, but my good. It's the thick Pikachu. Oh, Thickachu? All right, I gotcha. Gotcha, I've seen that one before. Man, that card makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like as if Nicki Minaj was like, oh, make a Pikachu look like me. Or however she sounds. I don't know what she sounds like. But it's probably something like that. I don't know. I've never actually listened to her talk. I've heard her sing or speak music before. I don't want to say rap because I feel like that's kind of taken away from it. You know. And I'm not even a connoisseur. Just seems a little bit on the interesting side that I'm not interested in. Let's see. Zubat, Nose Pass, Raticate, Manectric, Quilava, Ethan's Adventure, into a Team Rocket's Moltres basic EX card. Oh my goodness. Man, no big pulls today. No big pulls. It is what it is. Dang, man, that should have been something I would have sent all that off. That'd have been... I mean, if I don't get anything nice, I would love for any one of you guys to get something nice, because this was kind of an underwhelming stream here. But yeah, let me show you guys some of the stuff that I just sent off to the gentleman that's going to be doing my tattoo. Some of the impressions or whatever it is that I sent off to him. All right. So the promo card that I really, really like, it's this one. So that's the Kingdra. Love that promo card. And that is, then you got this piece. It's going to be a large tattoo. It's not going to be something on the smaller side. So then this is kind of like where this will be, and then the wave will be moving around towards the shouldery, like in the pocket of the shoulder right here. And then the sun will kind of be more on the exterior portion of the deltoid, and then that other cloud will kind of meet around in the back. And then this, I want other influence with this thrown into it as well, where this will probably be like the good portion of it. And then you see the koi fish that's right there. That's going to end up being a magic carp. So that's also going to be in there with cherry blossoms, as well as these beautiful flowers. And then this is another style that I really like, and that is also, I want some of the influence from that in there as well. So that's kind of the gist of what it is that I'm looking to get here. And I mean, I'm definitely going to show you guys after I get all of it. It'll probably be the next day. So like Wednesday, I'll probably do my next stream on Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to do anything on Tuesday at all, at least of right now. As of right now, I'm not going to do anything on Tuesday, just because that's going to be a very long day. I'll probably be in the chair from roughly about 1 p.m. until closing time. I don't know. I really don't know. As long as I can take it is however long he's going to open my session for. So, and I know that sounds like a double entendre, but, you know, I guess it kind of is. But yeah, so that's going to be like this massive like chest shouldery piece, and then there's going to be some slight cover up in the back from where I got some tattoos back when I was stationed in Japan. And I really like a lot of the Japanese influence, but the issue is I didn't have a lot of money back in Japan, and I definitely can also like attest for, don't get a tattoo if yeah, that all that info that did you show him, yeah, so that is what I showed, or I sent that off to the artist for him to do all that. So I sent it off to him today, a couple hours ago. So he's gonna make some mock-ups up probably, and then get it back to me probably Monday night or Tuesday morning. And in the event that if I can't, or if he can't come up with something that we both absolutely love, and I wanted him to also have his own like twist on it, his own spin on it, or else it's just like, oh, okay, well, what if I compromise like his style or his technique or tactic or whatever it is that he might refer to as his talent as. If I just spoil that for him, then it's like, then, you know, I'm not gonna dance him around like a marionette. That's not fair. He's the artist. It's anyway. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it. That's what I'm wanting to go for. Of course, you guys are all going to get to see it. I don't think he's going to be doing very much coloring. Oh, was that directed towards Liz? Oh, but yeah, so that's what's going to happen. I think I'll probably do my next video on Wednesday, and I'll show you guys everything that comes out by then. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, if we end up giving this stuff away or what's going to happen with the next stream. But either way, I really appreciate all you guys stopping by. It's been another fun stream, even though we didn't open up, or we didn't get a ton of stuff, or we didn't open up a bunch. Maybe we're just saving it for the next stream. Maybe we're saving it for Wednesday, because if I'm in a ton of pain and Wednesday's going as however it will, it'll be really, really nice to actually open up some sick stuff, because as much as I would have loved to have pulled the Mewtwo today, I'm not in a lot of pain. I'm a little bit tired, but Wednesday I'm going to be in a bit of pain. And I'm probably going to be pretty exhausted from not being able to sleep properly. At least I'm a side sleeper, so I could sleep completely on my right side and hopefully not like hurt my tattoo very much. Either way, thank you guys all again very much for stopping by. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. And I appreciate it. I seriously do. And I'm looking forward to continuing on a lot more of this. Probably gonna end up making some more trades for some more Destined Rivals stuff. I don't believe I've got any shows coming up here in the next bit. I don't really know exactly. Oh, no, I did show you guys. I got the Dark Charizard the other day from that one card show here in town. Besides that Dark Charizard, it was a massive flop. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I didn't end up losing any money. I didn't end up making very much money. So yeah, thank you. Be a great person, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.